Rent equipment and we want to set a rental fleet in your area, let us know. We'll designate some of the ACE equipment, some of the other equipment. That way it doesn't go out, it doesn't become used equipment, and then we try to sell it. We'll designate it as rental equipment. We'll have it in stock, in inventory. That way we can rotate it and start pushing it. But that's up to you guys. We can't designate 6 pieces for rental and something go out one time and then come back and we don't rent anything again. Next is new customers acquired. These are all new customers acquired in 2024. You can see South Carolina and Mobile leading the way, North Carolina, Springville, Jacksonville. Those new customers, excuse me. Those new customers average $3,137.96 per customer. Now, one of the things that we talked about last year were the average margin for a new customer when it's from sales versus national accounts. We don't have that slide this year, but all those things stay the same. When salespeople are involved in these sales, the margin is better. We want to continue to push those things out. And it's got to be part of what you do every single day, Our top 15 customers for Service Star. Is that up there? Yeah. Did it hit? You can see where they came from or come from, or the individuals. So we've got a pretty good mix of folks selling, touching into the different customers. Some more than others. 1.5 million, was that 1.5 million? And I'm just trying to do math in my head. So our top 15 customers, as you can see, make up a pretty large portion of what we're doing here. Let's see. Who has Jared, School District 6, that's up in your part of the world. Or anybody, just name one. Fresh Encounter, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's do Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's one of our big customers up there, right? Obviously, it's one of our big customers. It's number 2 on the list. How hard are they to deal with?
How hard?
Yeah.
They're very easy.
Very easy to do. Any different than any other customer that you've ever had?
Yes.
In what way?
They're better.
They're better? They don't mind spending money. You've got a great relationship. You walk with them. You've built that relationship, right?
Yes.
So for everybody who goes out and sells the SESI because it's a bigger job, it can happen faster, it can be whatever. What you're missing out on the Service Star side is Bill, for instance, has the same thing with Charlotte Motor Speedway. Every time the phone rings, it's, hey, I need this, can you bring this to me? People who know and sell the Yance products or the equipment or the rentals, the Service Star side of the business, they're typically not huge hits. They're not a big RFP. They're not anything that's going to wow you as a one-part sale on paper, unless you get some. And we got a distributor set up who came right out and bought 4, 5, 6 pieces of equipment. We've had some hospitals buy 4 or 5 scrubbers at one time. Yeah, some of those things are big hits. But I think what's more impressive is Charlotte Motor Speedway is like an oil well, right?
Yeah.
It's constantly pumping.
Yeah, it took the business away from my competitor, my competition. So they no longer resist the market. Took them away.
And it's something that keeps coming and keeps coming once they're set up. Not that you don't have to follow up with it every day, not that you don't have to stay in contact, but it's something that continues to grow. SESI ancillary sales, for the most part, you work your tail off. It's a one and done. You'll come back and see them. Maybe you can get another strip of wax in a year, right? Well, you got this, and all of a sudden you had another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. All of a sudden you got 5 little oil wells pumping. One individually is not making a huge impact, but 5, 6, 7 become very impactful for you, very impactful for the business, very impactful for Service Star. The next slide, one of the things that we talked about is a sales team contribution. You already put it up there, didn't you? That's okay. Half you weren't here last year. Remember last year we said what the goal was for the sales team? for sales team to contribute over 50% to the total revenue for Service Star. So, if we want to be proud about something for Service Star and the sales team, we met that goal, so give yourselves a round of applause for 51%.
Thanks, Bill.
There's a I'll take that back. We've got a long way to go, and we're going to do it in very short order. Very short order. I can't emphasize enough the importance and the drive and the direction and everything that we are going to do on the Service Star side of the business. Do not stop pushing for the Service Star and Service Star growth. Last couple of years, we've given out a trophy for the top salesman. For the top salesman for Service Star. And was he really back to back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Kim Jong-un.
So you got 2 trophies?
Yeah, he
Man.
Is that the manufacturer of the ace equipment?
Yes. Yeah, he's in. So I think, oh man, his name's not on this one.
No.
So we got a new one. A new sales, 2024. Drum roll, please. And I think before we show this, you've got the notes on yours and on mine. We have a new record as well. Not only a new top salesman for Service Star, but a new annual record. What is this note here? Does it say shattering? Oh, okay. I think it was shattered is what we said originally, but it was by a few $1,000s. So our top salesman for 2024 was... What was that? A star? Give him the box. Yeah, come up here and stand in front of everybody. Get you a little congratulations. You want a picture? Look here. Hold your trophy out right there.
Thank you. Ooh, that's heavy.
It is.
Now it's Bill's face going to go
Good job, Bill.
Thank you.
Huh?
He wants
Is
a
it no
box.
speech or anything?
Yes. Yeah, speak.
I'm only kidding.
How'd you do it, Bill?
Well, I'm just as humbling I am. Thanks to everybody.
Good job, Bill.
Oh, there it is. A grand total of $2,700. So, congratulations. Really quick before we move on from Service Star. Well, I've said it enough. Everybody understands the expectations for Service Star, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And that it's not an option. It will be successful. We are going to increase. You just saw $1.5 million, $1.55 million. The sales team contributed 51% of that. Everybody in here can do quick math, can tell you what the total revenues for Service Star was, right? Just over $3 million. Everybody's got that math? $1.5 million from the sales team. My expectation is 2.5 times that next year. 2.5 times. Everybody understand how much money that is? Or how about 2 times? I'm gonna keep simple math for everybody. Thank you. Yeah. Make a note of that. So our total sales next year for, there we go, plus the 1.5 that we already had. So $4.5 million is what we should bring from the sales team. We're already doing $1.5 million, right? I want 2 times that again. So $4.5 million is the line for the sales team. Is that something that can be accomplished?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I didn't hear anybody say no. Everybody agrees?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, everybody said yes. So now your words on it. So nobody pushed back. Nobody said, I don't know. That could be a little tough. Everybody was in.
Yes, sir.
Everybody on board. Everybody had lunch. Everybody looks tired. Everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
Everybody bored?
Yes. More.
Everybody's ready?
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There we go. Make sure everybody's paying attention now.
Making her nervous.
Somebody's trying to clap with me. I don't know. Is that you? Is that you? I can't figure out if it's intentional or not. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm just old.
All right. Here we go. You ready? All right. Next one. That's pretty good, right? A little bit better than we did on the Service Star side. 30%, 36%, 33% year over year. Now, once again, we look at these numbers, we feel like, hey, we're doing pretty good. These look great. Bear in mind, 10 new people on the sales team, right? In 24. That means the setup for us going into 25 is going to be even better, right? Great year, $1.5 million, we'll call it. District performance, we can go to the next slide. Jacksonville, 52%, 50%, and that has nothing to do with them reducing sales. That has to do with other areas picking up in sales. So those numbers are still great. Springville, South Carolina, I don't think those numbers are down. I think that has to do with another increase, maybe slightly, and Mobile is just the staunch focus on, excuse me, Service Star as we try to focus and grow that area in the paper business. We had DM down there and a regional, and as some business changed up, we've stepped away, but I know we're moving in the right direction on the SCSI side down there as well. I know we've got some opportunities that are coming along. Service Star and the Yance is the focus. Sales by type. So daily, nightly service, ancillary, both are up across the board. This is the feel better presentation because we see some really good signs across. But I got a good slide coming up here in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about some of those as well. But daily, nightly service across the board is up, as well as ancillary. Everybody understands what we say, what we mean when we say ancillary services, right? One-time events, a wet work event, a strip and wax, and so that way we're all on the same page there. There's no confusion. New customers acquired. In 2024. So through new customer acquisition, what is that, $1.2 million. Jacksonville, obviously the front runner there. Is that going to continue for next year? Is that going to keep up, or
Yes.
still going to be number one?
And we're going to grow on Service Star as well.
That's what I like to. Number one on both? You're already number one in one.
I think he said yes.
We're going to grow. I said we're going to grow
Okay.
on Service Star. We're going to move up the ladder. We're going to move up the ladder. I'm on number one.
Like a step.
I guess there's 68 customers don't own scrubbers though, Karen.
I fixed it. Don't buy chemicals. Don't own scrubbers. Don't need Yance products. Don't need any of those things.
This is a restaurant, his own crew under the bar.
I was fixing to say, look, done handed off the regional sales manager role. Now he's throwing them under the butt. Hey, it's rough around here. All right, let's go to the next one. Top 15 customers. There's something really important I want to point out here. Obviously, there's a lot going on in Jacksonville. There's a name I want to point out. There's a couple of names. These are the top 15 customers, right? National accounts removed. Obviously, this is just strictly sales. Does anybody know who this is? These two right here? Number 12 and number 9. Anybody know who that is? Rogers? You do. Anybody else? Andy does, of course. She was supposed to be here this morning. She'll be here tomorrow. That's Miss Norma Rogers. Now, I'll tell you this because she's not here, and I never want to tell a woman's age or a lady's age. Miss Norma is 86 years old. Everybody catch that?
She works out of what office?
Here.
It's not the same.
She was one of the owners of National Flex. When we took National Flex over a few years ago, she came into a sales role. Now, Miss Norma is absolutely great. If anybody's ever met her, she was once she was a principal in Shelby County. Later went to be the superintendent of education for Shelby County. So she's got a lot of connections.
Was Dabo Sweeney's principal?
Was Dabo Sweeney's principal, that's right. She is not as active as you might imagine some of you guys would be, nor should she be. And yet, she has 2 of the top 15 customers for SESI. Want that to sink in for everybody. I'll say 80 something, that makes me feel better about saying it. 80 something years old. She doesn't beat the streets every day. She's not kicking doors in. She's got a handful of customers that she maintains. She's always bringing in a couple of new items. 2 of the top 15.
That's awesome.
2 of the top 15.
How much revenue between those 2 accounts?
200 and change. And by the way, she's selling, for the last couple of years, she's trucking about the same pace, about 400, between 400 and 450,000 a year. So not only does she have, don't be mistaken in thinking this is about half of what she brings in, but she does about 400, 450 a year. And y'all get the chance to meet Miss Norma tomorrow. Anybody who's met her, she's always dressed to the nines, ready for action. Probably driving her Jaguar, whatever it is that she drives. She got an old Jaguar still. Now she got an iPhone now. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I want everybody to bury that really deep down in them and realize that somebody at that point in their life is outselling some of the folks in this room. A lot of y'all just started this past year, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of pass. But I know this list is gonna change dramatically as we go into next year. Now, top sales rep for SCS. Did we have a top sales rep for SSI? Did we even do that last year? Didn't even do it last year. That's how much we cared about it, huh?
I was only in charge of
That's right. So once again, these presentations are all thanks to Jennifer and also the awards. But our top sales rep for 2024 for SCSI is Come on up here and get this. Hey, this thing right here is heavy. Your team's not gonna get a trophy this year, but at least you'll get one. Come on around here. Act like you know somebody.
Morning,
Marty. Meanwhile,
Marty hits the bell.
this thing really is heavy now.
I appreciate that.
Get that.
That's beautiful.
Look right here, there. Act like you. There we go.
Thank you.
Now, now, don't drop that thing. It's gonna weigh about 73 pounds.
Going next to my old baseball trophies when I was 10.
Come on, Eddie, it's going right in the office.
Yeah, Marty had to get that while he could. In case anybody doesn't know, we talked earlier, and I meant to bring this up earlier when we were talking about how long everybody's been here, as everybody should know at this point, and if you don't, I guess you're about to find out as we've started implementing regional sales managers into the different areas. So obviously James and Marty are regional sales managers for Jax and South Carolina. Russ was one of our first regional sales folks. So kind of the folks who have been here 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, as we continue to grow and expand, we've had opportunities to add to the sales team. And and layer in those managerial roles, and obviously leading the way on Service Star and the SCSI has paid off for these guys. They both made the way into regional sales manager roles. So congratulations to both of them, though I know they've been around for a while. Marty, the most recent, but congratulations to both of you guys. Well earned and well deserved. All right, now we're going to do a more of an overall SCSI review. The review that you're about to see is a review that Carlos, myself put together, Rob, Young, and JJ. This is what we review, and this is what we go over with Dean. It's a kind of a combination of where we've been and where we think we're going. It's got our projections built into it. So just for a quick overview, I want everybody to understand and see where SCSI is in whole. So this may be hard for some of you folks to see, especially from far back. Normally there's 3 or 4 of us looking at this, but I'll give you some rough totals. In 2016, SCSI as a business did about $14.5 million. Last year we finished just under $68 million. We're projecting this year for SCSI alone to finish at $89.5 million. Now that is our first projection that we have put together, and our projections are typically pretty conservative. We're not, that number is not if we get 2 or 3 big national accounts, if we get lucky and strike on a big one. No, this is some steady growth based off historical data, 5 to 10% with our existing customer base on the national account side. There's nothing added in here that relates to a national account that we don't currently have. So in other words, I'm not saying name a national account we don't do business with. Meyer, we're going to get $5 million from Meyer. No, unless we are doing business with or we're very close to it, it doesn't hit this list. So this 89 will change as long as everybody in here continues to do their job. We continue to push out, we continue to grow. Another reason I wanted to show this to you for last year, 67, I think the sales team contributed again with national accounts removed. I know we have some guys in here that deal with national account. $5.5 million to this total. So less than 10%, what is that, 7-8%, something like that. This room contributed to the overall revenue for SCSI. Next one. This is kind of an indexation of where we've been and how fast the company has grown in the last 9 or 10 years. One of the biggest things about this is not just the revenue growth, but the profitability that has come along with it. A lot of times you see companies that have times of extreme revenue growth, typically the profit struggles, the profit tightens, squeezes. One of the reasons, well, there's several reasons. One, not only what we're growing into is it more profitable than some of the business we had, the things that the sales team are doing, especially on some of these rapid growth customers that we've had, have been related around national accounts, is what the sales team is doing. Not only are they growing the business, but what the sales team sell typically is a lot more significant margin on their sale than a national account. Obviously, you're going to make more money on a one-time strip and wax in a location than we are if we're bidding 500 locations. So just because, or don't be confused or think that what you're selling day to day, just because the number isn't millions or doesn't have 2 commas in it, doesn't mean it's not important. What you contribute to this business is our ability to continue to go and grow and pick up those national accounts and take those big leaps and bounds. So 600% increase top line and bottom line over the last 10 years. So very good, absolutely. Round of applause, everybody. Don't get so excited. This one's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit busy, hard to see. Just go ahead and go to the next one. We'll talk about compounded annual growth rate. And it's a little bit more of what we talked about before. Now, one of the things that we like to talk about is kind of the 3-year, 5-year, and then ending in 2024, which is an actual number, ending in 2025, which is a projected number. But you can see the difference, or what those numbers look like. If we do a 5-year compounded annual growth rate with revenue and margin, you can actually see we're outpacing. Our margin's growing faster than the revenue increase is. You do a 3-year ending in 25 or a 3-year ending in 24, then the numbers through the roof. So the reason I wanted to show you this, you can go ahead and go to that's the last one, isn't it?
Yep.
What's the next one say? Thank you. The reason I wanted to show you guys this is so you understand the part of the business or how important you are to the business as it continues to grow. Again, we talk about the national accounts, we talk about the investment. And one of the things I never like to do is show numbers. Now, one of the things that the team and I talk about when we have these meetings with Dina, we dig in, it's a P&L review, we know the numbers. I think it was last year, I forgot what it was. I want everybody to understand that $67 million in revenue was a pretty good year for SCSI, and $89 or $90 million is going to be a pretty good year for SCSI this year. But I forgot, I think it was last year, it might have been the year before, we were talking about total revenues, and somebody goes, oh, we're making that much, we all need raises. Everybody understands what 67 in revenue means, right? Because there's an assumption sometimes that we sold 60, 70 million in revenue and Dean just put $60 million in his pocket, right? Man, wish we could be Dean. That'd be so nice, wouldn't it? The reality is that it's much different. Yes, our profit is increasing as fast or faster than our revenue. But the investment comes in what we talked about last year and this year. In this room. You know, new offices, a new building. We talked about this morning, this past year alone, over $1 million just on the sales team. That's just salaries and benefits and fuel and these other things. So all these numbers that look really, really great as we continue to grow all of a sudden can get eaten up very quickly. You know, the rest of the company, the rest of the folks in other departments can be a cost. It's okay. There are costs in business, right? We have a lot of operations people who are costs, and we have a lot of operations people who sell and do a really good job of it. Nobody in this room gets to be a cost. As a matter of fact, you have to sell so much that you're supporting 2, 3, 4 other people. That's how we're successful in business. I go back to where I started this morning. You understanding the burden of what we're doing here. You understanding the burden and your responsibility to the business to grow. And I'm telling you, if you don't believe me, the 4 or 5 people who have been here for a while and stepped year over year over year, the opportunities here are truly endless. But it's up to everybody in this room to execute upon the opportunity. Does anybody have any questions about ServiceStar or SCSI, where we're going, the numbers that you saw, anything specifically about the numbers? I don't want to get bogged down in, this is not idea time. I know we got some meetings set with some folks. If anybody got any questions about where we are as a business, what we got going on, what we're going to do next year, where we're going?
We're gonna open Atlanta next year. Are we gonna open Atlanta next year?
What do you mean open it?
Get a shop?
Open an office in Atlanta? Yes, it's something that we're actively working on.
Acquisitions?
Acquisitions, one of the things, we've gone through a couple of small acquisitions over the years. Dean and I, Young, Rob, Jay, Joe, and myself, we talk about acquisitions as an opportunity for growth. That is something that we are looking at in different realms, and for ServiceStar, for SCSI, for concrete. It is part of the conversation and something that we are looking at. In other words, all options are on the table. So yes, acquisitions are going to be a part of our growth strategy and focus going forward. Yeah.
As we continue to grow revenue for both ServiceStar and for SCSI in the foreseeable future, will those two companies still remain two separate companies?
What do you mean?
Will they always remain? ServiceStar will always be ServiceStar, and SCSI, or will at some point, could those ever merge together into one company?
No, they'll continue on just like they are now. You think there's an advantage for them being one? What is your thought process there?
I just wondered.
Just wondering?
I just wondered kind of why, yeah.
Okay.
David,
Yeah, one of the big reasons is because every SCSI competitor is a potential Service Star customer. So there's a lot of lines that we don't want to cross. Now, some people know, been around long enough, they know SCSI, Service Star, kind of one and the same. I think Service Star of the last few years, kind of like SCSI was for a long time. You know, hey, we're with SCSI, and they go, who? What's that? This SICI company here. I get that all the time to this day, and we've been around for 40-something years. We knock it out of the park. We do a lot of revenue. You should know who we are. I think Service Star is the same way. So, you know, if you got a list of folks that you're working with or that are competitors for SCSI as a Service Star sales rep, that's the first group of people I'm going to. I want to go sell them the Service Star equipment. I want to go sell them the equipment repair. Somebody over here.
yeah, I was gonna ask, have y'all ever thought about having a combo salesperson where the one that sells the most Service Star and SCSI together, one person, who would be the top salesperson? I mean, since we're one.
Competitive in nature over here.
Yeah, I was fixing to
I'm
say.
just-
So I think, yeah, I think it comes like with both of them. We talk about it separate. It comes up a lot separate. I sell this, I sell this. And so one of the things back that I think Jerry's question is, as a salesperson, your list is I can sell anything with either of the companies. But when we talk numbers, percentages, stuff like that, it all scores out. And I think
I'm not really talking about putting them together, I'm just saying that when you
For people who sell both sides.
sell both sides,
Yeah.
see who, you know.
You must have some good numbers. What you saying? You probably the #1 combo sale?
Soto over there, old Marty.
Here's one of the reasons that so it used to be kind of the opposite. On the sales side, it was absolutely everybody sell everything. You go out and you sell, you know, especially when there was 3 or 4 of us. We were just taking buckets of slinging and seeing what the hell stuck on the wall, and that's what we were going after. Service Star, SCSI. But what happened over time is there was kind of a line that was drawn to new salesperson in the industry, right? In the janitorial world. Okay, I come in and I get trained for equipment repair. You know, at the time I was doing it, it's 55, now it's 75, 95, whatever our rates are an hour, right, for a repair and a part and a piece, and I can go out and I can bust my hump and I can have a meeting, I can get this equipment repair, and it's, you know, $1,200. You know, it took a lot of meetings, a long time to get here, and I finally got a repair. Well, the next day I go over here and somebody goes, oh, you strip and wax floors? That's great. Well, give me a price. Okay, shoot. $4,500. $4,500? Sure, when can you start? Dude, what? $4,500? You can have that damn equipment repair. I'm going over here to sell stripping waxes, right? Because it's big money, it happens fast, and it turns over. So what happened is we had our salespeople early on. Evan knows, Russ knows, everybody, Andy, how it was a lot of focus naturally just went to SCSI because it happened faster. We have the national account name, and the focus and the growth has happened so rapidly on the SCSI side. That's just naturally what happened. We hired salespeople for years. Dean, I want to split them, Service Star, SCSI. Nope, not doing that. They'll sell both. Now I want to focus on service. Don't worry, it'll happen. We want them selling both. We don't want to restrict what our people are going to sell. I had that conversation for 2, 3, 4 years, and it was, you know what? Nah, you know, maybe you're right. Maybe we do need to draw a line and be distinct and say, if we want to be successful in Service Star, we need to be purpose-driven for that, just like we are for SCSI. Now, I know we have people that sell both sides. We want to continue to do that, push those opportunities. But we do have some solely dedicated to Service Star sales reps. We're going to continue to push and grow that out. But for those purposes, we're starting to kind of draw a line and delineate the two a little bit more. We do have those numbers. Let's see. I don't even want to say that one out loud. Marty, still number one just because he had so much on the SESI side. Number two, 144 on Service Star, 728 on SESI. Who would that be?
Andy.
James.
Andy High.
Andy, hi.
Looky there. That can't be right. There's something got to be wrong here.
Good job, Andy.
I need a trophy.
I just thought
I
about
love trophies.
I got a trophy. I'll get you one. Don't worry. Let's see. Where is Miss? Is this right? Total. Miss Normal.
it. Yeah.
Number 8. Number 8. Miss Normal with no Service Star sales. Miss Normal. Number 8. Okay. Do what?
They wanted to know who was good.
Sure.
I don't know if you need to share all this.
These people competitive.
Oh, yeah, winners keep score.
This doesn't include national accounts.
Okay, not including national accounts. Number 3 is David Hall. That's national accounts taken out. Outside of national accounts.
Good job, brother.
His crumbs are bigger.
Burgess, Muller, Tim, Thurston,
T-Bone.
Rogers. Anyway, there's the top 8. So, we've gone through Service Star, we've gone through SESI, and we've kind of done a bigger overview of what we're doing on SESI.